Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. So I have been reviewed so many front instrument cluster display for both Model 3 and Model Y in the past, and none of them offer ability to get the airflow in front of you, because all of them, doesn't matter how small or how big the instrument cluster display is, it will block the airflow, especially right here, right in front of the driver. But now there's something new with this brand new instrument cluster display. This is I believe 9-inch-ish instrument cluster display from Hanshow that offer the solution for the problem, which has really cool built-in air vent. So it will take the air vent from here under the display and blow it out right in front of the display. And this display also has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and blind spot warning when you try to change the lane and the car right next to you will warn you on the display. And it also has autopilot warning too. It also has the front forward camera for the display. So in today's video, I'll show you what comes in the box and then step-by-step installation, and then I'll show you how it looks in my Tesla Model Y, and at the end we'll test it out how the display works. Now let's go. Let's see what comes in the box of this latest version instrument cluster display. This is 9-inch instrument cluster display for Tesla Model 3 and Model Y from Hanshow with front forward camera, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Also one of the first with built-in air vent. Here what came in the box. Let's check out the actual display first. So this is probably the first one I have seen so far that has that built-in air vent. So this will connect directly to your air vent right in front of the driver, right in front of the steering wheels, and it will come out right over here. So you get that airflow right in front of your face back, because every single display, doesn't matter how small or how big, it will somehow block the air vent right in front of the driver. It's just a matter of the size of the display, that is how much it will block. But this one seems like to be a really good solution for the problem with the front instrument cluster display. And it has a built-in speaker and USB-C port right here. What else can I see? I'm not sure about these two ports, what it is, but yeah, looks really good. Also came with a dual options wire harness. So this is for a newer car with AMD processor, or if your car is 2021 and newer, even though you have Intel processor like my Tesla Model 3, you still can use this to connect to the side passenger panel. But if you have older car like 2020 and older, you would have to use this one to connect directly to the main MCU right underneath the passenger glove box. And this is all the cable and front forward camera attachment. And this is the bracket that you will mount the display to the dashboard. So you have to remove the dashboard in order to install this display. It's all the screws to mount the display on the dashboard, and came with the USB-C, I believe this is USB-C to your regular USB adapter. And that's pretty much it. Now we saw everything that came in the box. Let me show you where to get this new display. You can get this new 9-inch display from Hanshow or edgeautopart.com, and you can choose between with or without the camera, and with the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, or they have a new system with CarPlay and Android Auto plus the Android system arriving soon this December. And if you are interested, you can use my special discount code DAD for extra discount. So this is the price after the discount. Right now, let's go and install it in my Tesla Model Y. Let's start the installation with removing the dashboard first. So you need a plastic removal tools like this. I'll put the link in the description down below. I got this from Amazon.com. It's come with the whole set. It's really useful. So first, just remove this panel right here. No screw, just a whole bunch of clips, plastic clips, and do the same thing on the other side. Now we can start to remove the dashboard. But if you have a newer car, let me show you where to unscrew it first. There's 2 screws, one on each side, and then remove the dashboard. You would have to unscrew this 1 screw on each side right here. It should be T20 to unscrew it. Then after you unscrew, then you will be able to lift and remove the dashboard. Make sure you unscrew it first, otherwise if you try to remove without unscrewing it, you might break this wooden part. We can remove the dashboard by just pulling it up, just like so, and then pull on the other side. Now the whole dashboard will eventually come out, and then we can just remove the whole thing out of the car. Next, we have to remove this whole part and this piece right here to access the side passenger OBD port. First, you have to move the passenger chair all the way back. Just make it easier to access that part. And then remove your carpet or floor mat. After that, just remove this rubber seal right here. Don't have to worry, but there's no glue to it. You just have to remove them, just like so. Then remove this piece right here. This one first. Again, there's no screw, just a clip. This plastic clip right here, use this too, and then just remove it out. Now you should be able to remove this whole panel out. After that plastic clip, no more screw down here, so just basically pull out. Then there's one more plastic clip, same thing, use the same tool, just remove it out. There you go. Alright, after remove all of the panels, now we have the full access to the side passenger OBD port, just right there. As you can see, it's blue color, it's open port, so you don't have to unplug anything, and we'll get the data from there and the power from here. So this is the pass-through part of it, so we get the power pass-through from the car to the monitor or to the display. Right, before we connect the cable right here, let me show you how to run the front forward camera from the car to the front bumper. So the first step to get the camera wires fished through the front area of the car is to remove this panel first. Now you can remove the front top, this one right here, with 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's one more plastic clip that you have to remove. This one right here. So remove this, then you'll be able to remove the whole top out. After that, you should be able to fish the line down here, and then come down to this radiation vent area right here, and you can mount the camera down here facing front. Also, you get the fishing line up, and then you can go through under here, and I think this is only the way that you can get into cabin space. In the front passenger space is that air vent pipe right there, so just try to fish through that into the space inside and then connect. Now just mount the camera somewhere right here on the bottom grill of the bumper, just somewhere in the middle. Right, so alright, now that you're done with the camera wiring, before you plug in anything, make sure you turn off the car first. So just go to the main menu right here, and then go to safety, all the way down, power off. Now we can connect any cable as you like to. This one you don't even need to disconnect or turn off the power at all, because it's open port. We don't unplug anything, we just have to plug it in. It's the only reason I turn it off because of this power supply right here. So first, let's do the power first. So the power, we just have to unclip the plug first from the car. Okay, so just plug in the one from hand show. Now we just plug the power from the car back into hand show pass through port or plug, like so. And last but not least, we're just going to plug in this 21 pin, getting data from that OBD port over there. There you go. So plugged in both. Now we get power and the data from the car. I forgot to mention, before you run the wire after you plugged it in, I would highly recommend test out the display first, make sure it works, and let me show you how to connect the wire to this display. This is the one I got. It's kind of earlier version, so make sure you connect the right one. It has this label. I know it's Chinese on one side, but on the other side it's English. You see screen power plug, both label screen power plug, but make sure you plug black into the black one and red into like a pinkish color one. And this is the camera, so the red end from the camera cable plug into the yellow end for some reason on the cable from the display. So hopefully they'll change this to yellow so it's easier to understand and plug it in, so you know we don't mess it up. So that's it. Now it's powered, as you can see. Now let's run the wire. Run the cable up to the dashboard. Just make sure you don't block any clips. Okay, just run up, the cable enough to reach where we're going to connect the display. Don't bring up too long of the cable, because no place on the dashboard to roll the cable around, so it's better to roll the cable down here. Any extra cable, we just roll it down and hide it in the bottom panel. Now that we got all the cable connected, we just have to put all the panels back on together. Alright, just finished running the cable. So easiest way is to use a few masking tapes or painted tapes to put the cable down, just to help manage the cable so it doesn't block all these clips. So when you put the dashboard back in, it's easier to put it back in. It's for it right in. So make sure you don't block these clips at all, and then make sure it's reached far enough so you can plug in the display. Now this part in the car is done. I took out the display, remember? I took out the dashboard, not the display. So I took out the dashboard. Now we are going to mount and install the display on top of the dashboard, but outside of the car. That's the easiest way to do. Now let's do that. Right now, let me show you how to mount or install the display on the dashboard. So first, find this part of the dashboard right here. You see, so that's where the steering wheel column cutout is, and just try to mesh the dashboard in the middle of it. I did my, you could follow me or you can just figure out yourself. It's counting from this first slot right here to number 25 or 25th, and then stop. So that's where this first stick, you see where it's gonna mount. It's going to go in, and then just find any 3 slots that kind of match this part of the display on the dashboard, and then just push these 3 connecting cable in there, and then you just place the display on the slot. I just mark it with the masking tape, see, on that slot, and that's it. Just press it in, make sure it's all the way flat to the dashboard. Now we just have to flip it over. Now it's flip over, just try to find some soft cloth so it doesn't damage the dashboard and the display. As you can see here, you just have to screw in this slot, but before that you just have to put the bracket in. Now just put in the bracket and match, you see the screw hole to where the display is coming through is, and that's it, and you just have to screw it in. Now I'm done with the display on the dashboard installation. Now let's install this whole dashboard attached to a display in my Tesla Model Y. You sit the display down, make sure you connect all the wiring first. So you just move it down, and then make sure this part is slide in, and then just press it down, and then press it down on this side too. So attach the wiring on this display. Some part of it is really thick, so you have to make sure it doesn't block any clips so it can go in. Take a little time to manage it a little bit, but now it's nice and neat. Now we just have to close these side panels on both sides. Alright, I'm done with the installation. Looks really good so far. Let me show you how it looks in my Tesla Model Y. Alright, the display looks really good. As you can see, the display shifted a little bit taller to accommodate the air vent on the bottom here. Before I show you anything on the display, let's test the air vent first. So this is the whole reason why this display is different from the rest of the display. So, you know, a lot of people complain about you not getting air vents or that this display, any display would somehow block the air vent from here for sure. It's just, you know, physics, it's easy physics. The air would just keep blowing in the back of the display. But now this display has this channel to blow through the air vent through the bottom of the display. Let's test it out. So I'm gonna turn on the climate control. You can hear it's on right now. Right here. Let's see. I'll just put it far away first. So this is in front of my face, right there. So you can get AC right in front of my face now, even with the 9-inch touchscreen display right in front of me, which is really, really awesome. You can see here, blow a little harder, closer. As you can see, it's mostly blow in the middle. You can see the movement on the paper. In the middle of the display, not on the side, which is good because that's what you need, right in the middle of your face. You don't need the side of your face at all. See, it's blowing in the middle of the display. So now we know that works. Is that important air vent? Both summer and winter. I think more so on during the summer because it's really hot and you don't get air from your face, but now you do. But notice though, because it's kind of condensed all the air to channel through here, so the air is not blowing as hard, of course, as the outside air vent, but you will get a lot of air still even in front of the steering wheel. As you can see, it's blowing really, really good. Right now we know the air vent function on the display is working. Let me turn that off. Now let's go through the main menu. To select the main menu, if you are in park, you just on the steering wheel button on the right, push to the left and hold, and then you go to the main menu. But if you are on the drive or neutral, you can just select, scroll down, up or down, and select the setting or setup, and then press to the right, and then you go to the main menu. Now let's see what you can do on the setting here. You can use the scroll wheels on the steering wheel button to select and up or down, or you can use the touch screen. Usually the main menu you just need to set one time, so I would just use the touch screen, so much faster. You can change the language, time zone, the temperature unit, hour system for the time, and you can turn off and on the speed limit, and then change the tire pressure unit, the color of your car, day mode and night mode, and then the brightness. So if you select follow here, you can also select follow on the brightness, so it's follow whatever the brightness on the main display of the car is. And then plus switch, so this one is just extra function, really gimmicky. It's basically when it's on, when you start to drive a car, it will change to plaid mode for like probably 10 seconds and then go back to the normal screen. And Wi-Fi not connected. I try to figure out to do the Wi-Fi, for now it doesn't work. The OTA upgrade or update is not functioning as of now. I have to figure out how to do that, but if it doesn't work, you still have an option to just plug it in, and you can turn on and off front camera, of course, and then audio output, power amplifier, original Bluetooth, and then this is for the Apple CarPlay. You can either do the split screen or full screen. That's it on the main setting. And to go back, just press return, and then you go back to the main menu. You can see I set the time to match my current time right now, and this is when you park. You have all the lighting warning on the left, and then the seatbelt warning on the right, time in the middle, and the car status in the middle. You can see if you open the door, open the trunk, it will just show on this display, and your odometer is right here, temperature and battery percentage, and the battery status, range on your battery. Now if you were to shift to neutral, I'm in the garage, so I just shift to neutral for safety. Now this one is one of the UI. There are 3 different UIs. All the UIs will have mainly, you know, all the lights and important information on top and bottom of the display, and this is the regen and power and the gear selection. So this one, I think all of the UI will show the lane turn when you turn the car. Let me show you real quick. And also, of course, this menu on the left, so just scroll the right button, steering wheels up and down, it will change the menu. You can select CarPlay, Android Auto, theme, so that's change different UI, and then setup, and we can go back to, so the distance, following distance on the autopilot, the PSI or tire pressure status on the left. And you have speedometer on the right and the speed limit here. So let me show you what it means when I turn the steering wheels. That lane in front, in the middle with the car status will turn. See, I'm pressing the brake right now, so the car is showing I'm braking. And also when you are driving at night, you see the lights on, So it's showing pretty much real time the status of the car. So if I turn the steering wheels, as you can see, the lane on the display UI also turn either left or right there. It's really cool. So it's, you know, it's not like a lot of display that's only show like a straight lane, so you feel like the display is involved while you're driving the car. Let me show you different UI on the display real quick. Here are 3 different UI, so you just press to the right to select, and then just select different UIs. This one, so to select the UI, press, well, to go back to the main display, just press to the left, then it'll go back to the main display. So this one, it just shift the car status from in the middle to the right. Everything else pretty much the same, and you have speedometer in the middle, plus regular speedometer right around it. And let me show you another UI. So now this UI doesn't have the car status or the lane anymore. You have speedometer on the left of you and all the main menu selection in the middle instead of to the left. And you have the horsepower. I believe this is horsepower. I don't think it's super accurate. I'm not sure, and it was tested, but it's probably just, you know, measure the acceleration that you press when you drive a car and how fast the car go, and that's would just measure how much pressure you put on the accelerator. And let me show you the night mode on all the UIs real quick. Here's the night mode on this UI. It looks really clean. I particularly like the night mode much better than the day mode, even on the main Tesla screen, because the main Tesla screen you can always change to have it dark all the time or auto or light all the time. I usually just have it dark. It looks so much cooler. Let's see how, you know, display looks on different UI. Okay, so this one, if you press to the left, and here you go, I press to the left, you still have the status of the car, and it's still turning, follow the steering wheels too. Pretty cool. Kind of like it. I thought you don't have that anymore. Anyways, you press to the left again, then you can select the theme. So this is what it looks like on this one. Again, much nicer than the light or day mode. And this is another UI. I kind of like this one probably the most, I guess. It's just clean, you know, it's nothing else, just speedometer, the car status, and all the menu selections and everything that you need while driving the car. I think the cleaner the better when you drive a car, especially on the road trip or you drive a long distance. Here's how you connect to the CarPlay. Just select the CarPlay menu, and then it will show which Bluetooth to connect on your phone. So it's Car Kit 9CB8. So just select that one. It should auto connect, pair, allow, and we should be connected to the display. Here we go. It's connected right now. As you can see, you can use any of the app that you have on your phone. That is, of course, have to be compatible with the CarPlay. You can use touch screen or the steering wheel button to select. A lot of people like either Google Maps or ways to use on the map. So this is what it looks like, the CarPlay with split screen. So you still have all the information right here to the right, and then your CarPlay to the left. So you see that steering wheel status or lane status still functional even on the CarPlay mode. So let me switch to the full screen for you. This is the full screen mode, so you get the whole display for the CarPlay function. But I do like the split screen better, so you still have that car information and speed right on the right of the display. To go back to the main menu, always press to the left and then you go back to the main display. To use or engage or activate the front forward camera, just press and hold the right steering wheels and then we'll switch. So if you are on the split mode on the CarPlay, this will show this much, but if you are on the full screen mode on the CarPlay, then the camera will show the full screen. Let me show you. You can see it's a full screen right now on the forward blind spot camera. So my car doesn't have the sensors on the bumpers anymore. It's just camera based. But if you have an auto model with the sensor, it will just auto detect when you are, you know, closer to the object. The camera will just activate by itself when you're closer to the object or you try to park your car in the garage. Looks really good so far. Now let me show you what the display looks like when I drive the car. Right now, let's go test it out and drive the car and see what the display looks like. So actually the camera, it's activated by itself. Let me test that again. So I'll try that again later. So the front forward camera will disappear after, let's see, after I think 20 miles an hour. There you go. So if you're past 20 miles an hour, then it'll just come back to the main display. As you can see, it's showing the same speed limit on the main display, same as the one on this display, and it started to read that tire temperature, tire pressure correctly. I really like this one. It's super nice and clean. Looks more OEM than other UIs. Let me show you different UIs real quick. Here's another UI. Same thing here. When you turn the car, the lane will turn with you. Very cool. You switch the UI. See, you still have, so this UI used to have that option of the car status. I kind of like this UI too. It will be much better if it doesn't show that horsepower or HP. It would just, you know, show different information, more useful information. So the temperature color on the display still, it's not equally the same as Tesla display. I never seen anything that close to this yet. Probably the previous 9.6 inch I tested, that's probably the closest one. So this one is a lot cooler temperature, as you can see. This always Tesla display always warmer than the aftermarket display. But yeah, looks good so far. Alright, let me show you what it looks like with CarPlay. So the CarPlay will default with the speaker on the display. This is with Waze. Let me see if we can change to the car speaker. Alright, so this, the audio sound, you see it's on right now. Let me turn it on.
Turn left on Cliff Rose Lane, then turn right on Bridge Road.
See, audio sound, it can output to the car speaker, but the map or Waze audio sound,
turn right on Windspire Way, then turn right on Cliff Rose Way.
The display speaker, but the display speaker quality is really good. Actually, much better than most of speaker that
turn
I have
right on
tested
Windspire
before.
Way.
Now let me show you what it looks like when I drive and use autopilot. And here what it looks like when you put the display or when you put the car in autopilot. You can see there's an autopilot indicator on the display, and then the lane turn to blue. So when you are on autopilot, this button will be disabled to control the display, so it doesn't mess up with the autopilot control. So you can, you know, change the speed of the limit on autopilot. And it also has the autopilot warning. As you can see, it's blinking blue right now, just like the same as the main display. The autopilot also show when you are on the CarPlay mode on the right side of the display. display also has the blind spot function. Let me show you. We are closer to that car. I'm gonna turn the signal. You can see the car right now. As you can see, it's turning red to warn this car next to me, which is really cool. And this is what the display looks like at night. It's really close to Tesla display, but it's more white. You see, it's more yellow tint on the Tesla and more white on this new hand show display. Looks really good so far. You can see. After I've been testing almost every functions on the display, as you can see in the video, everything works great, and I love all the functions, plus that front built-in air vent, so you get some AC in front of you finally on this display. Love the CarPlay and Android Auto, also the blind spot warning and autopilot warning. It's great display, and this is probably the best one for the size. Then you can get the airflow in front of you too. I'll make sure to put the link of this display from Handshow in the description down below, and also special discount code too. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video, and wish all of you happy holidays. And don't forget to click like if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome contents like this. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.